So I am Michaelina Chindiya, also known as Miss Chindiya on social media. And I would describe myself as a 27-year-old fitness and finance content creator.
All right, hi, my name is Zoro Nhira, but people know me as Zoro. I'm a licensed Zumba instructor, international licensed Zumba instructor, and I'm also a wedding choreographer, and I'm also a personal trainer. And what else do I do? I'm the founder of Zoro Trained Dance Fitness.
Hi, I'm Leon, or I am 2Extra on TikTok. Comedy creator and entertainer, yeah.
So basically, I'm just trying to use my journey as an example of self-love through the discipline of daily fitness. And I'm also trying to empower women with financial knowledge through my various social media platforms and help women put their wealth to work. So pretty much that's what I do and that's what I'm about.
And as a comedy creator, I make TikTok. So with TikTok, it's most of the times it's just voice over. We act over existing sounds or we create 60-second skits. So my style is very tongue-in-cheek. So I really like walking on the edge of, I'll quote it as, bleep this out, stupidity. Because I like just being, expressing myself in a way that is over and above, which is why I take the name I am 2Extra, because I don't want to do anything that's normal.
Online actually it happened when I started self-sponsored classes on Facebook when we got hit by the COVID-19. So I just started doing my classes online, and that's how I started get paid from people all over the world. I've even created accounts in different countries, so now I'm getting paid online. So I started get paid last year, between March and June, yes, between March and June.
It was after I got a manager, and you know, he started to manage me and what I did in terms of content creation, how I worked with brands. So the first time was with a local brand, a designer, and she wanted me to obviously shoot and post the content on my page, and that was actually the first time I got paid for creating content by the hour.
What advice would I give to you? Just start, because for me it took like 2 months of studying the platform instead of just making while studying, because I thought I had to be, you know, very clean, very on point on everything. My lighting needed to be proper. I didn't even like my voice on camera the whole time. I hated it. I detested my own voice on camera. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do this. So it took me time. That's why I settled into the little box of just do voiceover style content instead of really just expressing myself and using my voice, because I'm better when I'm speaking, because I say, you know, it's got personality, you know, personality. So these subtitles there, I pray. Personality.
Whoever is trying to come up, it's not always about, you know, Rome was not built in a day. Step by step you grow, but just do best of you and do what people want.
I'll just say don't give up. The things that are difficult and hard now that may feel like they're going to break you are actually going to be the things that build you up in the future and make you stronger and able to tackle on even larger obstacles. Because as a content creator in Zimbabwe, it's very difficult and it can feel very discouraging to the point that you feel like, you know, what's the point? And you want to give up, but don't give up. Keep pushing. It's not really, don't always look at every situation where things don't go well as failure, but just look at it as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to become better.
Hello and welcome to this new episode of the Picturehub show. Today I have Mellow and Ash. And these guys are admin, you know, representing the advertising agencies. Or not representing, I don't know.
Yeah, because
you might say something.
Representing!
Okay. So Tavi's from Mawazo, an advertising agency based here in Zim. And Ash is from Tattoo, an advertising agency based here in Zim. And these guys have won all sorts of awards. I'll put the links down and then you can research them. And today's topic, we're talking about content creation. I know you've heard from the content creators and some of their views on content creation and their relationship with corporate. So I bring it to you guys because you're the bridge. You're the ones giving us the code that the budget has been cut. Now you need to do this with...
Oh, you're not getting paid.
Yes. So my first question is, let's first define what is content creation. When you guys hear the word content creator, if someone comes to you, I'm a content creator, to you as advertising agent, what is content creation?
Well, it takes many forms, but in the strict dictionary sense, it's when you create engaging, if you want to call them mini adverts. I'm simplifying it as much as possible. Where you create engaging mini adverts that sell a certain particular product or a movement or whatever it is that you're trying to put across. But it comes from it varies across all media actually. From content creators can be voiceovers, they can be writers, they can be photographers. Just depends on how you package and curate what you have.
So the media doesn't necessarily matter.
No, it doesn't. The media really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You can be like TikTok, whatever the media is.
Parade.
But yeah, you can.
Yeah. Could be.
So Herald is also like a...
It's a medium.
Okay. And why do you think content creation is unique? And why is it all of a sudden, people just want to call themselves content creators? Why, if it's not a matter of medium, then it means it probably existed way before now. Why is it all of a sudden so important? Or is it just important in my circles? Is it important anyway?
It's okay. Which question am I answering? But I'll start with has it existed before?
Yeah.
It's always been there. It's always been there, but then now with the advent of social media, we now have more platforms to then showcase. Like back in the days, there was what's his name? Was it Farai? The cartoon strip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was content
Yeah.
that someone created and would put in the Herald, and we used to love it. We couldn't wait for Friday. Then Andy Cap, Hagar the Horrible, anybody who's a creator can create content and can have it on any platform. But now with social media, there's so many other platforms, and you're now not governed by having to apply for a job in the Herald for you to then have your little cartoon strip. You can just post it on your Instagram page or a TikTok.
Yeah. So that also maybe because it needed to be labeled because it's now an immediate thing. Back then you'd have to wait for a response.
Okay.
Before social media, you'd have to someone would have to write you a letter or whatever, complaint. But now because of social media, it's your the response is immediate, and that makes it more accessible.
Exactly.
That's what then makes it.
So how do you separate the two? I'm going somewhere with this question. So how do you separate that content creation from before and the new content creation? Is there a word that you can use to say, okay, maybe this is new media or social media? Does the word social media encompass?
These days people are coming up with new names for new things.
That's the thing. I would say intent.
Intent.
It's a bit more intentional.
Oh, okay.
So I could come with my guitar, sit at the corner of Virality Street and Nelson Mandela, I don't know, and start playing an Ed Sheeran cover. And intentionally, my boy there films so that I can have content for my Instagram. Whereas 50, 100 years ago, same me would just be playing so that he entertains the people around, and maybe one day someone might sign him up.
Okay.
Or he gets a few coins
so
in the hat.
what's unique about these days, the creators that we have in this 21st century?
I think what's unique is that whole intent where someone actually sits down and plans and says, in the next 6 months, I'd like to make so much noise.
Okay.
You know, I know some people that even wait until they know Justin Bieber has got, I can throw names, right?
Yeah.
He's got every Monday he's releasing a new track. So Sunday, midnight, they wait. As soon as that track hits, they spend the next hour or two learning that song and doing a cover, so that they're the first to have hits on that track as covers.
Wow.
So it's more planned. There's now
more planned.
I agree with you with the intent thing. Back then it was more organic.
Yeah.
Where you'd hope to make it big.
Yeah.
But now, because of clever people, people with algorithms and all that, they can tell you that your song has got 7.5% of being a hit in Malaysia.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they curate it in such a manner that they look at the small details and what it takes for it to be a hit.
And
very clever.
write hashtags,
yes,
write
yes.
this.
Yeah.
But when people like Bieber became YouTube sensations, the mom, her intent wasn't that to start with.
No.
She just wanted this kid to get signed. So she'd follow radio stations and perform outside the radio stations.
Wow.
And film and then post on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, moving on, how was the creator landscape before COVID? And maybe not, maybe if you could give both sides of the coin, the creator side and the corporate side, since you guys get to sit in the board meetings and plan campaigns.
The boring stuff.
Yeah. Before then, before BC.
Yes.
Yeah, BC. Yeah.
Before COVID, it was funny enough. It was hard to get corporates to get onto social media.
Yeah.
It was hard.
It was hard.
Because it's like, nah, what are we going to do that for? We're going to advertise in the newspapers. Which
Billboards.
corporate do you know? Billboards, the normal traditional media. Where you're telling them, listen, you need to be on this. Don't be be the first person to be on this.
First.
What do you
don't
call
want to
it?
be last.
Yeah, but then they weren't cottoning on. I'm probably going to get into trouble with this, but most of our corporates, they are Me Too.
Yeah.
They wait for one of the big.
So if the big one does it,
It's the Me Too club.
Yeah.
Me Too,
Even with that whole Jerusalem challenge.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That's that. I mean.
Enough of my clients, I tried to convince them to jump on it when it started. Because I knew I could tell, hey, this is it. 6 months later.
That's when you want to
when
start.
people are tired of
seeing it.
Now they're tired. They're like,
Yeah. So sometimes you feel that just to go back to what I was talking about, they didn't jump on it as quickly as they should, and they thought it was. They almost thought it as the last little thing. You just have to do it
you
because
just have to do it because
not.
nobody's doing it.
But then afterwards, first all you hear now, the buzzword is digital media. We need digital media. we need to be on Facebook. I'm like, your brand may not need necessarily
not
to
need
be
that.
on Facebook.
Because every brand is unique.
Exactly.
Okay. Now
You need
maybe
to look at
explain
it.
are they. What do you mean when you say some brands don't need to be? I mean, don't we all need to communicate? I mean, like in COVID, how do you get to your clients when they can't? Like, I'll give an example. Imagine during the lockdown, any business owner who had a shop in town, and maybe that was the only branch. Your clients can't reach you in town to buy your product. How are you selling if you're not online?
You see, this is where normally I might be giving away a few trade secrets here. But this is where your creative, your agencies needs to be creative about. It's not necessarily having a Facebook page because you've got a shop in town doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get a sale. Why not invest some of that money and do door-to-door deliveries?
Okay. But
what you're
for
trying
me
to sell,
to order, for you to deliver, I would have made an order. How would I have made that order?
You see, that's what I'm talking about, where it's not necessarily Facebook.
It could
Maybe
be
it could be an
else.
SMS blast.
Okay.
What it's trying to say is there's you've got your product. your product has got a market. You need to understand your market. So when people hear social media, it's just another medium, another platform. It can be a newspaper, or it can be a billboard. It could be this board here. It could be a T-shirt. It could be a shoe. It's a platform where you're putting your brand there and you're selling your product, right? So if your market is not on Facebook, why go there? But if your market is at the corner of number 11, Ridgeview, why not go there and speak to that market? Find ways, get a bus, get a loudspeaker and say, hey, we're selling tomatoes, $10. That's what it's trying to say. It means maybe even going door to door and delivering to those people. There's other ways of doing it, but the whole Me Too thing, that's what kills us.
That's exactly.
I need to be on Pinterest. Really?
What do you need to do?
Well, I need a YouTube video.
For what? You don't.
For what?
So
when your market doesn't even have data to get on YouTube.
And I guess this then segues into how can we then get, or can we then link this person who doesn't need to be, or doesn't have the market on Facebook, but here is Costa, I create funny videos on Facebook, I've got a following of 12,000. How can these two help each other make money, or is it possible? Or because one of the things is you ask, I think you mentioned it, that you need to understand your market.
Because my market might not relate to Costa. So then Costa might be too aloof for me or something. I don't know.
So how do you handle that, those dynamics where you have the content creator who wants to make money and you have the corporate who, for some reason or another, they cannot have their physical store open?
That now, like I said before, it's more to do with how you approach your target market. What we're doing, we're all learning, right? Because COVID has kicked us in the nether regions, and when we're trying to learn how to now communicate with each other now as we go forward, but understanding your target market, as he said, is that's the basis. That's the first thing.
That's the first thing.
Now,
research and understand.
Exactly, research and understand. Now, what's happening now is because we are reacting to other brands as they do what they do. Now, the interesting thing is that the brands with strategy, that have strategy behind everything that they do, they know this. And they're following a certain path. And they've realized it and analyzed, say, listen, we're in COVID, so what we need to do is A, B, C, and D. Then, these are the big ones, by the way, the ones that I was talking about. Then everyone else kind of like reacts to them.
Then they react,
And they don't see why they're not getting results, because the strategy that they're using and they're trying to emulate is not theirs.
It's not theirs.
They did not form.
So you're not getting the same results because you don't know the formula
behind
and the reasons
behind your competition.
So why are corporates why do they resist, and why do they wait to follow what someone else is doing?
If I'm to be honest. I'll be honest. Most people are trying to keep their jobs.
Okay.
It's fear.
Don't travel further.
They're just trying to keep your job. Because also it's like I've seen it work with that client, so it must work.
It's fear.
It's not having the nether regions to
So where do you guys come in? Don't you have a stake in maybe trying to convince these people?
We do.
What happens?
Also, some of us also.
We're also trying to keep our jobs.
We're also trying to keep our jobs.
We're also trying to keep our jobs.
Sometimes, you can get to a point where you have not so nice conversations with client where it's now like a standoff. So like, we don't want that. At the end of the day, you concede, but then you mark that day and say, listen, this is our position, but we're going to move forward with your suggestion, but we've marked our position. Many agencies, I'd like to believe in Zimbabwe, are literally, the good ones that is, are literally just trying to do the best that they can
and get paid.
But they're trying to do a good job. But what happens is that because of the fear and because of not wanting to break the mold, most of our advertising with them is kind of the same.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So those ones that then break the mold, you'll find that immediately someone will want to do exactly what they did.
Then they start getting calls. I need exactly
what they did. But that's not you're not them.
I think I know if I won't mention the name, but I know there's a brand that sells chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to go in there for fear of
Okay.
It's delicious though, by the way.
It is.
It is. I've tried it. It's nice.
Which one?
The
market leader or the other one?
That one. We know the one we're talking about. Yeah. It's. For me though, it's actually because I worked on the competitor brand before, the original competitor brand, and I'm guessing that's where they're trying to push the brand. But they don't understand where that original brand came from.
They don't understand why
they were doing what they were doing.
Why they use tongue-in-cheek language. I'm sure they don't even know what tongue-in-cheek means.
Oh my God, well.
I think this is now personal.
No, let's keep it PG.
But it's about fear though, like Ash is saying. And we also fall in the same bracket. There are a lot of jobs that I've just said yes to. Because I need to pay rent.
In this equation, what I'm getting is the one person who's got the power to change things is the content creator, because they have control to, in my opinion, I think they have the control to set their own narrative and maybe prove that a certain concept is possible. Maybe prove that selling a product within the content is possible.
I've actually never thought of it that way, but it's true.
Because everyone is afraid of losing money. The one guy who doesn't have money has the power to...
to actually change people's perceptions of a brand.
Because the content creators, most of them, they are brave. They're brave enough to try out and risk their own money from their own pockets and push a boundary.
Exactly.
So what could, knowing what you guys know sitting in the boardrooms, I, content creator Costa, sitting at home, what do I need to do, or what mistakes am I making that's stopping me from, that's making the corporate say, no, this guy, even though he has 15,000, 100, like there's some people with as many as 50,000, 100,000 here in Zimbabwe, audience. What am I doing that's making a corporate say, this person and their 100,000 people are not worth my time?
It's a deep one. Well, there's some factors. One of the factors is that as a corporate, if I'm any corporate with any kind of strategy and any kind of brain, I would probably say to myself, this content creator, do they actually fit in with my brand? First and foremost, and what is it that I want from his 100,000 followers that I need to get from them? How am I going to get it from them? And is it also staying true to the content creator's image? Because some of it you can tell that it's forced. You know what I mean? It's just like you could have put any label on there. It could have been the competitor. It will still be the same.
It doesn't represent the brand essence of that product that they're selling.
That's the thing, you see.
So in that situation, what's the content creator? What's the mistake that the content creator is making there?
Saying yes.
No, it's not. For me, it's researching the client. Sometimes it's the funny thing is, more often than not, I'm not sure where the content creator. I've never really. I don't know whether in your circles, but I haven't heard of any content creators coming to say that they've got something for a client. Maybe they go directly to the client. I don't know.
I've been approached countless times, and I've said this thing. What I was going to say. The same way we say clients don't take time to understand their market, content creators also take time to understand their market. Because
the corporate market.
Yeah, because you're thinking, I need a certain brand, let's say brand X, that's affluent and is drunk by, let's say it's an alcohol beverage, it's drunk by teenagers between the age of...
That's illegal.
18 and 19.
18,
yeah, 18 to 20, you're still a teenager, right? And your brand already has got followers that are in their middle ages, you know, and you're saying to this brand, let's remove alcohol. Let's just say any beverage.
No, it's a good example.
Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah.
And you're saying, you're coming to Tavi and saying, you know what, I've got this concept. Can we sell it to this corporate? They should endorse me because I've got 50,000 followers, right? But you haven't done your research, because what's their why? What's their reason for spending money on you when
the actual target market is not your target market?
They're not going to be 18 and 19 forever.
You're right.
They're not 18 and 19 forever. These people are growing.
True. So then the concept should then be aligned to maybe that. But half the time, content creators, they're thinking, I need to make a quick $50. I've got a great idea. I want to get paid now. They're not thinking I want to be. They're not thinking I want to be part of a strategy.
Yes.
For the next 5 years with this brand.
To challenge what you guys are saying, like like I mentioned, these guys are not going to be 19 forever. I mean, I heard something the other day that Amazon, their day-to-day business is they live 2 years ahead of what's happened. Like what they're doing now, their day-to-day is living 2 years in the future.
Most good brands do that.
And if you're thinking like that, then those are the people you should already
be trying to
figure out how to.
Yeah, I think the point he's trying to make also.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, we're together. Yeah. It's just that
when these guys come, they're not thinking that.
There's no
strategy.
They're not trying to feed into an overall strategy. What then happens is that these two things then become a little bit of Frankenstein, and they're like, it's like trying to bandage water leak with the band-aid. So it's not it's like what's going on.
But then also on the other end, this person has 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
Out of those 100,000 followers, you cannot tell me that there's not. How many clients are you looking for as a business? You cannot tell me that there's not 50 or 100 out of 100,000 that could give you business.
You'd be surprised. There could be none.
Guys, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
But you see, what happens also in that scenario is that when you say 100,000 followers, I can have engagement and reach of 100,000 people. But if I sold anything to those 100,000 people, what I mean by that is that most times there's no call to action. I hate to use those words. But
they're true.
It's nice to look at. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're like, that was funny.
And we share it. Like that chicken brand that you're talking about. We all share. We all love those ads.
We love them. But
we love those ads.
I asked in one group.
But how much money have you
ever asked in one group. I remember that I asked in one group.
Yeah.
Everybody shares these things.
But guys,
have you ever eaten there?
I ate there 5 years ago. I ate there 5 years ago.
No one in that group
has
ever shouted there.
To bring it back to you, if I'll give an example, a billboard, right? I mean, these days in Zim, you've got cars flying out of billboards, you've got rocks falling out of billboards. How much time and thought and effort and investment have you put into coming up with that idea? A lot. Imagine if you took that same amount of money, effort, thought, planning into a content creator who has 100,000 followers. We use the exact same budget, the exact same intensity to try and blend that content so that it's not cheesy or corny, but it fits in exactly to what the content creator is. And the reason why is this. Say a billboard, how much does it cost to rent a billboard? Say along Borodale.
Last figures were what? I don't want to piringisha myself here. Last figures.
Let's throw a number. Let's say 2,000.
Yeah, let's say it's 2,000 US that you're paying a month.
Yeah.
If you don't pay that 2,000, they're going to rip that billboard. That content creator is going to make content for you. It's going to live rent-free on their growing base of followers.
Yeah. You're very right. You know what? What you're talking about is actually the future.
Yeah.
This is what's happening now, because you will find brands like there's one brand we talked about the other day. What was it? McDonald's? Am I supposed to say that?
You know, it's like
where you're talking about is it
Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah.
So they have a proper strategy that goes towards that.
Yeah.
And for some reason we haven't gotten there yet, but I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
And some of the other clients that I know of have started thinking that way, to say that listen, we may not need actually to put billboards. Let's talk to our people directly. This is part of it. This is part of it. Say, let's talk to our people directly. If our people are on Facebook 24/7, why do we have a billboard? What's that for? Who's going to see that? Unless you're saying that billboard is directly to
because that's the other thing. That billboard is on a specific road.
I've got a different approach to it. Though you are right, but I will disagree on just going to a content creator just because. It goes back to that whole research and strategy. Corporates need a strategy. What's the plan for the year? Like you said, Alibaba or Amazon has got a plan for the next 2 years. What's the plan for this year? All right, our plan is to speak to 18-year-olds so that when they start spending on alcohol, they'll love our brand in the next 5 years. So this year, this is all we're doing. How do we do it? Then you plan. Then you sit with your agency. You're going to realize that maybe it is worth it to spend 2,000 on a billboard.
On Costa.
On Costa. But on a billboard at the corner of a certain place where these kids are leaving school.
Do you know?
And they are seeing that billboard every single day.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I like the strategy.
No, what I'm saying is
sit and plan.
What I'm saying is what I'm saying is the billboard might be the solution.
I don't think
it might
so.
not. But you have to consider that and not just rush and say, because you become a Me Too, because everybody's on social media and everybody's paying an influencer.
If you bump into anyone in a combi, there are at least 5 to 6 smartphones in every combi.
And if my market
guys
isn't there?
No. What
Because what you're doing, you're forcing me to use an influencer because that's the in thing and everybody's doing it, and because they've got 100,000 followers.
Look, do you know what's going to happen? There's something that's going to happen that's going to force people into realizing that content creators are worth more than maybe we need to be hiring.
Okay. Is the issue? Wait.
The issue is not about the value. I don't disagree with that.
Are you talking about value?
With the value of a content creator.
Are you saying based on eyeballs on the billboard versus
eyeballs on the content?
Eyeballs on the content. Well, obviously, you can quantify it in such a manner that more people probably see it. Will probably see it from their angle, but also people don't understand the psychological effect of billboard.
Of a billboard.
There's a psychological effect.
Massive.
It's not really about the message is important. But the point is, if it's there somehow, psychologically people tend to believe that it's real. I don't ask me why.
It's like that. It's like that.
But guys,
I'll throw the name. You can censor it. But it's like that butter billboard along Blaaway Road, where it's just the logo with the fence and everything, and there's a certain presence of the brand that you feel that they are bigger and larger than life. Physical
presence. Because what happens is that at the present moment, people don't equate brands being online as real. I don't know whether you get where I'm coming from.
But
I'm trying to say, They are, and people are getting to.
They are, and they're valuable.
Yes, but then it's almost like if it didn't come out of the newspaper, it's not real.
Yeah.
That's what people kind of tend to believe. Like, nah.
So strategy, Magic Acosta. Strategy. That's why I say there should be strategy. Proper. Unfortunately, I don't know about other countries. I know local because that's where I am. There are no true marketers. None. Name one, they can challenge me. No true marketers. Because the true marketers, you know, there's just people with fancy degrees. True marketers, and then they sit with their agencies that understand their market. When you then come up with your plan, you will then include that. You know what? We want to have a certain presence where we are seen as a big brand. So let's have one billboard because of that. We want this young market that follows Costa to also listen to us. So let's have this. It's a whole 360 degrees.
Let's invest more on that side.
You know, when Beyonce launches Ivy Park or IC Park, she just doesn't jump on Instagram and just says, bah.
There's billboards.
There's billboards. On her tour, she's got billboards in the, along the stadium. Why? Because she's targeting a market there and there and there and there, in your sleep, in your bed, everywhere. She's all over. It's a plan and a strategy.
I still don't agree because
you hate billboards.
No, I don't hate billboards.
Don't look at the value that someone has spent 2,000 for something that's immovable.
No, but
whereas they are only paying you $50.
No, but think of it this way. You guys are the ones who at the bridge. You kind of understand what both have to go through. And right now you're giving me the other side's perspective. And for me, I feel like we're not as behind as you might think. I feel like people don't really do the research that is continually updated to say, okay, what's the state of media today?
What do you mean when you say we're not that behind?
Like, I'll give an example. Do you know there are brands here in Zimbabwe where you buy your stuff online, you pay online, it's delivered. You never meet the people. Even my business, I view it as an online business. Most of the times, I get to meet the people, unless if it's return business, I get to meet the people on the day I'm going for a shoot. You know, we meet online, I get paid online, and that's like an online business. I mean, I'll give a good example of fruit in a
fresh in a box.
Fresh in a box.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fresh. Yeah. Those guys, I mean, you order their pizza, you order their veggies, you never get to meet them. You pay online. That's happening right now. If I can
come in there.
Yeah.
Remember, we're talking about traditional corporates here.
But the thing is, you're the guy.
Nobody's going to Fresh in a Box and saying, I want to be a brand ambassador.
Okay, maybe now this is now another part. My part is what I'm saying is that I feel like we are not valuing this and we are holding on to old statistics and old information.
Yes, we are.
And I'm saying that if we did the research, if someone invested, I mean, look at websites like Zara. You know, when Kanye West's net worth came out, one of the big things was his website. Was his website. He doesn't get to go and have a billboard and, but it's selling product through that in social media.
You know what? I'm with you 100% because, like I said to you,
I'm with you 200%.
This process is actually happening as we speak. I think it will be unfair for me to say that agents are not trying to get this forward. The ones that I know
agents
are trying.
100%.
But then you see, like it goes back to the original thing we're talking about. Me Too.
We're talking about the whole Me Too thing.
Somebody big has to say.
Somebody big has
to make it.
Some big telecoms company which will not mention. Because the thing is, you're 100%. I mean, we're together here, but you're talking about the other brands, free publicity, Fresh in a Box, and all those are small corporates, and they have taken time to do the right thing, which is research, understanding the market. That's why you can order on WhatsApp. Yeah. You can send a text. You can send a please call me back.
But you can do whatever, guys.
No, those people research.
Are you telling me that
they research? They take time.
Went and hired researchers to
No, they didn't hire research.
No, but they did their homework.
They did their homework.
They did their homework thoroughly.
They did their homework.
Because they wouldn't have had this much success if they did not know
they
their
did their
touch
homework.
points.
Guys, some of these things I feel like
no,
they
they did their homework.
Okay, let's move on because I think we'll be here.
No, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Okay, before you move, sorry. It's about fear. You got this big corporate with $100 million marketing budget. They're not gonna just jump into something that's new. So they will stick to
what they know, yeah.
So that they keep their jobs. All the way up to the CEO. He wants to keep his job too.
I guess.
You check. So this new guy, Costa, he's got his Picturehub. He has nothing to lose. He doesn't have fear. You know, so he's open. You'll ask Ash, what do you think? Ash will say, you know what? You need a website that will do this. Have you seen this and this and this? And he's like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Let me try this. Yeah.
Okay, so now...
So those are doing well and they're successful and they're way ahead.
That's a brilliant point. Do you think us as content creators should have agencies, talent managers behind us for us to break the mold?
Yeah, there has to be some collaboration.
There has to be collaboration.
There has to be collaboration. Because what happens is that, there's a little dynamic as well. If I introduce Costa to my brand, and then he becomes a superstar on my brand, and then I'm no longer relevant, what have I done to myself? Yeah. It's a dynamic.
Yeah.
So if I say, me and Costa are coming at you together, we're doing this together, and you've got the strategy behind it, and you've got the your talent on how to create this content and how to make it. So when we merge, it becomes an even bigger force. Yeah. When that happens, we can't do it. We've been doing it kind of individually in a way, but at some point, if you want to go to the big corporates, you will have to merge at some point. Because
the talent manager, sorry to cut you, but there's most of the times it's like, okay, I love music, so I'll give music examples. Someone like Puffy will know how to speak to Coca-Cola, right? As opposed to, I don't know what example I'd give, Mace, you know? And sometimes it's better if that person also just remains in that creative space where they just create, and the guy with the suit goes and represents them and speaks the language that they all understand. The whole, you know what, this guy's got 100,000, his reach is like so, his engagement is like this, and have you seen him do this and this and this? When he did this brand and then did this brand, you know,
now
the economics went up like this and this.
My question to you guys is, why don't you treat creators as businesses? And this is because both the points you're bringing are very valuable in that you can actually see that there's value that is created.
Yeah, there is.
Why don't you pitch to some creators? Maybe sign contracts where you are actually building this brand of a machine. Because you're going to get your money back. If we begin to use the same kind of resources, the same kind of knowledge that we use to prop up a brand, to prop up a creator, that creator can serve more than one brand. And if they're signed to an ad agency or a talent manager, I mean...
Yeah, it works. But also you must...
You're probably getting paid on both sides to manage this guy and to push.
Yeah. But you see, just like anything, I read a frightening statistic on clients worldwide that are on a drive to have everything in-house.
Yeah, it's global.
It's global.
Yeah.
Where they have an agency within themselves, they have the content creator within themselves, where they have they have
the film crew.
Everything is within themselves. So that then is what agencies in Zimbabwe are trying to do, where they have you in-house.
But
So-
then
so
that
it's not
doesn't. What comes first? Because then there's the question where
Chicken and
egg.
Yeah.
Does the content creator
Yeah.
come first, or the because like if you're having them in the brand, are they coming with their audience? Are you hiring that person as a creator, or is it better to have someone with the?
You see now, then therein lies the other thing that I was grappling with before I got into when I started researching a bit when we talked about the topic right now. The line between content and creator and influencer has been blurred.
Yeah. Thank you, Ash.
Because before you could tell that this person is an influencer
Yeah.
and this person is a content creator.
Creator.
Technically, a content creator is you, me, and him.
Yeah, we create.
We create photographers, copywriters, film crew, code writers, website writers, authors, those people. Those technically are content creators. Influencers now are people who then, back then when it started, are people then who can then
celebrities
that have an influence over a certain period, a certain crowd of people that they can
sway.
They
like
can sway
Marilyn Monroe was
into
an
a certain
influencer.
direction. Yeah.
You know, she
So-
was famous for being famous.
Yeah. So now, because that has been blurred, because most influencers then were probably frustrated when I read up on it. The reason why it started that way is because most influencers are like, you know what, I don't like the way he's taking my shot. You know, I'm going to take the shots myself. I'm going to curate my website myself. Then it became groups as a content creator / influencer. There used to be a slash there, but now the influence is gone. It's now content creator. So what that does now, that's why now the agencies were a bit confused about the whole situation, because they're like, listen, dude, what you're doing, we're doing. We're doing it in-house. So what do you want us to? Why should we engage you when I can do my own photography? I can do my own copywriting, and I've got a website guy within me. What am I going to gain from you? Then you look, okay, no, you've got these people. Then the line blurred international. Now I don't know. We're not going back.
We're not going back.
It's gonna
For
be.
me,
It's gonna go forward.
I think the whole, and this is just an opinion, I feel like being outside of the organization, you know what you're saying, where the corporates are trying to have everything in-house. I feel like even with the biggest budget they have, you will not be able to compete with a creator by themselves. That like, okay, maybe let me explain, like a creator / influencer who's at the top of their game, and they're writing the content, they're doing what they're doing, and you with hiring someone in-house to create content to try and be viral, you won't compete with the person because this person does not have the same limitations in industry standards that you have to adhere to. You know, this guy
and it's quicker.
Yes,
it's more nimble.
He can respond just
I'm with
like
you 100%.
that.
I'm with you. That's why I don't think agencies should manage content creators. I think content creators should have their own talent managers so that they remain in the streets and they're always on the pulse. Because I would rather work with someone like that personally than someone who's in-house and it's an 8 to 5 job where you're being forced, okay, we're selling chicken, so by 4 o'clock you should have an idea.
I think I beg to differ because you're working with a corporate who has their own rules. Even though you're not part of them, you're doing what they want and you're making money. What's the difference with the content creator? They don't have to come and work for you. They can be signed to you. You guys sign those retainers with corporates. Could you not have the same thing with the content creator?
Maybe wait. Let's actually mixing. Maybe let's try and define for the purposes of our discussion. Maybe. Are you talking influencers or content?
For now, let's say content. Let's say both. It's
because
let's say it's one thing.
Because what happens?
Because here we're talking about someone with a following.
Then that means that it's difficult because if they in that instance, there's always going to be we can't do some sort of contract based because you're saying what? Okay, basically we want to know in a relationship like that. We want to know what am I gaining from you? What are you gaining from me?
Yeah.
What I want from a content creator / influencer is to be able to talk to you 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And you know how to talk to your 100,000 people.
Yeah.
I've got a strategy that says overall, I want to talk to your 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds. And what I want to say to them is buy this delicious beer. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to say. You, influencer, we've got an agreement. What are you going to guarantee to me that if I give you the job, you're going to guarantee me what? What are you going to guarantee me? That 100,000 people saw what I want them to hear?
That word again, guarantee.
Yeah, that's another thing. But what I'm trying to say is that in that instance, we can work together. We've always been working together. Yeah. But when it comes murky is when now, like what you're saying, with the content creator / okay, where do I start? Where do we stop?
I think let's just work with influencers because the thing is, if you're going to sign someone, there has to be a reason. On the content creators / influencers,
I think the relationship should be. I don't think the relationship should be loose. I'd rather there's another go between the talent manager.
But for me, the value comes in your knowledge.
True.
You have a talent manager does not necessarily have that kind of knowledge. I feel like it's a whole new ecosystem that has
so
to
you're
be
saying
made.
Oh yes.
So we skip the talent manager.
Let's keep the talent manager. Treat this guy as a business. It's his responsibility to treat himself as a business when it comes to the negotiating table. But then bring your knowledge of how consumers work and how brands work.
Okay. Oh, I think I know. Okay, maybe if we to simplify it, the way I'm seeing what you're talking about, if I'm getting you correct, is like it's like a relationship between a radio station and an agency.
Yeah.
You get my meaning? You know how to get the message across.
Because radio is also a content creator.
Yes. Yeah. You know how to get the message across.
Yes.
Yeah.
As agency, we create the advert. You flight it.
Yeah.
To some
for
extent,
an influencer.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah.
But we also want the reason why this guy's an influencer is he has a way of communicating.
I get it.
So now we want to blend his way with your information.
So you're saying there should be like some sort of like official relationship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that then put people in boxes? No. Now someone is always thinking, okay, I've got these 5 clients, so whenever I'm creating something, I should always have them in mind. Doesn't that stifle their creativity?
Not necessarily.
Where you just want to jump onto something. Jerusalem, let me do this.
You're treating this guy as a business. And what he's selling is attention. Yes. And what we're trying to do is be able to craft that message. I mean, how many brands does Kim Kardashian have that she sells to her people? And I'm sure she doesn't come up with all the messaging by herself.
Yeah.
She has makeup, she has tights, they've got supplements. And every time they're coming up with new products that they're pushing to their... And these people have literally made them billionaires.
Yeah, they have.
Anyway,
it's actually interesting. No, I like that. I actually like that. Especially the example of the radio. Actually, because I once did a pet food brand. And so we did dummy prints with the little box and everything. Yeah. I walked into a retail outlet in my neighborhood and I asked to put it on the shelf just so that I could see people's responses. And the guy, one of the cleaners, actually a cleaner, he then says, that won't fly. Like, why? Is it?
I like that.
I'm like, why? And he says, because it was for dog food. And he says, because the illustration that you did looks like a lion.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what? Yeah, it looks like a lion and it's too cartoony. I'm like, no, but it's the concept and everything. And he says, no. If you look at every dog food brand, they always put real dogs and then they put part of the foods and everything. So he was explaining to me, and then he explained to me the colors, the color schemes that work, and how people react to these color schemes. Yeah. And then when they're buying cat food, it's because of this and so on. But I think it goes to what you're saying, was he's more like the content creator in the sense that he's with the market 24/7. So he was able to tell me what to do, and I went and changed my design thanks to this guy. Because I was thinking as a creative, in my box, I'm like, no, we need something different and unique, and out of the box.
Now let's talk about being viral. I've seen posters online where some people charge for a viral video. Okay, what does it mean to be viral?
Jesus.
And is it something that you can just on command? Just lean back a little.
Do you know? You can see attempts at people trying to be viral. I don't know now. Maybe some of us, maybe because we're in the industry, we can spot these things a mile away. But I'm not sure about the normal person on the street. I'm not saying I'm different from them. I'm just saying, because of my experience, I can tell that this is curated. But being viral is now is now a term that's used so loosely
It's
abused. So abused, you have no idea.
It's as abused as the term personal brand.
So you see, okay. Let me. This might be a weird example of something going viral without it wanting to go viral. But it's a bit of a sad topic. But I saw the weird, funny side to it. Remember what Zimbabweans did to Rolls Royce?
Yeah, when they all started posting on the Rolls Royce page. Yeah.
What is it? 70,000.
It wasn't like in a day.
70,000. That was unprecedented.
That's
going viral. That was naturally.
That's going viral.
Apollo jersey.
That's another one. Yeah. So
even that kid who was asking for bread, stuff.
You see, that was viral. That went.
Even that girl was saying
went naturally viral. It was organic. But then some of the things you can tell. No, okay. I'm trying to create controversy so that my brand gets noticed. But then, is that in your brand essence to create that kind of controversy?
Exactly. Goes back to brand essence.
And strategy.
People don't pay attention. Brand essence, then the strategy.
Because why am I doing
I've got a shoe brand. I'm trying to attract Costa of a certain demographic. But I'm thinking I'm competing with that chicken brand that keeps going viral.
Thank you. It's weird.
They've got 100,000 likes. So why
don't we do the same? They sell chicken, you sell shoes, buddy. It's different.
And are your sales struggling? Really?
That's interesting.
So it's, it's now been abused, the term viral, because of social media, but it's always been there.
Okay.
When Michael Jackson bent his hair, that story went viral.
So can you engineer without controversy something to go viral?
You can.
100%.
100%. The thing is, again, goes back to brand essence.
Yes.
Is it true to your brand?
Thank you.
If I see Picturehub, and then I see a post that you did, let me give a wild example where you're hanging underneath a tree and you painted yourself maroon and you whipped yourself on that tree. Okay, Costa, I get it. You're trying to get attention, but that's not you.
Exactly.
And people can see through that, and that's why they don't buy the product. But they're trying.
The market is not dumb.
They're not dumb at all.
That's a problem that
we fight.
We all say, so-called marketers. The market is not dumb, and social media is abused. What people don't understand is the term social. It's social media. So it's meant to be, it's
not supposed to be serious.
It's like we're in a room right now, and then you call this room Instagram, right? And he cracks a joke. If the joke doesn't appeal to any of us, we're like,
But on that point, you've got people who create, you've got churches, they've got the content, which is the messages and what have you. You've got life coaches. You've got even some business leaders and politicians. So it can't all just be about jokes. Some of it is serious.
Yeah, and some of those serious stuff actually becomes more viral than jokes.
Yes.
Like when COVID hit, a lot of motivational sayings by Miles Monroe, Obama, they just went viral because everybody was looking for that solace, that that comfort.
That comfort, yeah.
So from you, Mr. Mellow, as we wind down, what are the lessons for corporates? What are the lessons for brands?
Okay, for corporates, the lesson for corporates is something that I've learned from you, from this discussion. They need to, besides having a proper strategy, they need to understand their brands. They need to have a proper strategy. Don't just wake up today and say, because such and such is doing this, I need to do this. Be a proper marketeer. But what I learned from you is they need to be in touch with the content creators too, with the agency and the content creators, so that they also understand what's happening with the market. They shouldn't just be bullies that come in and say, I've got $100,000. I need 20,000 followers by Friday. So here's the money, do something. They need to, have a beer with Costa and understand. So how do you do this? What does your market say whenever you talk? Let's say it's a telecoms brand. What does your market say? Let's do some research together. Maybe you also start posting on your page, hey guys, who's your favorite telecoms brand and why? Why do you like such and such, brand X, brand Y? And and then that feedback then helps you. Then so by the time they even give you the money and they come up with the plot,
if you're talking to my people, you have to have paid sync.
I think that's what I would say. Yeah.
And then from you?
Ash.
I think first and foremost, when it comes to in this regard, first and foremost, corporates need to just realize that first and foremost, one are not dumb.
Yeah.
People are not dumb.
Yeah.
They're more in touch with worldviews than they think they are. Everybody here, all you have to do is go outside and look outside every house in Zimbabwe. There's a satellite dish. Yeah. So everybody's exposed.
There's internet.
There's internet and so forth. So they must not want to have a culture of dumbing it down.
Yeah.
It doesn't get us anywhere.
It doesn't.
Including how we create our content and how we engage our clients and how we engage each other as content creators. Yeah. And when they must be open to listening to both agencies and content creators, because we literally, this is what we do.
That's true.
So we wake up in the morning, as you do, to do what you do, to make the maputis, to make the whatever. You do that. I will never come in there and tell you how to do your maputis. I don't know how you do them. You do them in a certain way. But then give us the same respect as content creators and agencies to say, listen, this is your profession, you've been doing it a while, and we understand, and we have most of the things that we suggest to the clients, they have a strategy behind. Whether you thought about all the variables.
We're thinkers.
Exactly. All the variables are in place. And I need corporates, personally, I need corporates to have more cojones, more nether regions. Because
more.
Yeah, and in terms of content creators also, you said content creators as well, right? And influencers. Be as genuine as you can with the products that you use. You can see through the fact that you're just being, you got paid, and this is what.
You're just holding a bottle, making sure the label.
Research. I know we need money. Everybody needs money. But at least have some integrity to say, listen, I use the thing that I'm saying I use. Have even if it's begrudgingly, use it and make sure that people understand the pitfalls and what. Be genuine with people. People will be genuine back to you. And one more thing, corporates, don't be afraid to be wrong, guys, and don't be afraid to admit that you've done something wrong.
No, it's the agents' fault. They are not creative enough.
No, I'm saying what happens is that you get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah, you get it wrong sometimes.
Sometimes something happens to your product. Let's say your product is being is under the spotlight because something happened to it. Don't try and cover it up. Tell them, listen, this messed up, we fixed it, A, B, C, D.
One thing that I like about that Do you remember the Mazoe Gate?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
was
and I
crazy.
think that's a
And they
good
changed.
example
Yeah, that was a great
of
example.
just getting in front of the issue.
Yeah. Deal with people.
Yeah.
Listen, you're selling a product,
Yeah.
whatever it is you're selling,
Yeah.
and people are getting this product from you. You're saying, "But I'm giving you this, so you can give me money, so I can give you this," and it promises to do this. If I am the corporate and my thing didn't do what it's supposed to do, integrity, compensate,
the right
say
thing.
you're sorry,
Say you're
apologize if you have to, but be genuine.
Because the
Just
market
be
is not
genuine.
dumb.
They're not dumb.
And they're
They
gonna
see.
love you for that.
Yeah, they'll love you.
I'd rather go back to that brand
That said
listens
sorry.
to me. I
That,
said sorry.
I messed up,
Yeah.
but
That's why I love
fixed it.
Mazoe. It was like, guys, you know, let's change. Let's bring back the.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And they listen and listen.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't just force feed
Gone
people.
back to buying Mazoe now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because they listen.
Yeah.
And talking of listening, if I can give another example that I learned from when I used to do stuff with Dailyboard, Chimombe, the Chimombe brand, how the name came about. The R&D scientists, it come up with the UHT, what, that was the name, that's a big scientific name. So because of the logo, the Dailyboard logo of the little, with the cow, there, everybody kept calling it Chimombe. Let's buy Chimombe, let's buy Chimombe. They didn't take, the true marketers that were in the marketing department, didn't take, I don't know, 6 months before taking it off the shelves, changing packaging, and calling it Chimombe.
Wow.
That's fast. Especially in the 90s, that was really fast. Because that shows
And
you listen to people.
Exactly.
And that's why brands like that are loved.
Yes, no, they've created brand love.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because what happens is that someone would go in there, and even if there's other milk, I don't go see her.
Yeah, that's true.
No, can I ask where you call me, guys?
I
do
think
that.
for me personally, I'm like that with Chimombe. If there's nothing else, I'd rather not buy.
I'd rather not buy. That level.
Yeah.
That's brand love.
That's brand
But
love.
that comes from them being in touch with you.
Exactly. And being genuine with you. 100%.
You can call me Chimombe.
Yeah.
That was a nice plug, though.
Well done.
Well done,
Okay.
well done. Thank you well, eh?
With that, we come to the end of the episode. We encourage content creators to do more research, find out how brands operate, find out, and let's be more genuine about the products that we sell. In agencies, we're waiting for those big contracts so that we can also be bragging.